Holding a piece of something larger, a fragment of a scene I'll never see whole. If it's against the edges of my questions, but the mosaic keeps shifting on the wall. I trace the outline of what surrounds me and guess the colors I'll never confirm. I used to need the full design before me. Now I trust the weight of what I've learned. The frame keeps growing past my vision. More tiles appear I'll never touch. I used to think I needed all the pieces. Now I see that one piece is enough. Tessera, a single tile, holding pattern for a while. I don't search for what's around. I let my edges touch the ground. I don't map it, don't forecast. I let the shape emerge at last. One piece placed without a plan, and somehow still I understand. Tessera, holding still. I used to envy those who saw the ceiling and the full design from scaffolding above. Now I know the view from inside the mosaic is a different kind of love. Some patterns only make sense from within, when you feel the gap between the gaps. The beauty isn't in the grand arrangement, but in the pressure where the fragments overlap. I found my color was a shade I didn't choose, placed by hands I'll never know. Not because they didn't care, but because the whole demands you let it flow. Tessera, a single tile, holding steady, holding style. I don't search for what completes, I let the gaps begin between. I don't map it, don't demand, I let the mosaic expand. One piece resting where it goes, and the pattern softly grows. I used to think I was missing the picture. Now I know I was always part of it. Not every tile needs to know the ceiling. Some just need to know they hold. Tessera, I finally see, not the hole just next to me. Not the answer, not the frame, just the tiles that know my name. Tessera, and I belong, not because I'm right or wrong, but because the space I filled was waiting patient, certain still. Tessera, I don't need more than this single square of floor. Not a map, not a guide, just a place to rest inside. Tessera, and I am whole. In the fragment of the soul, tile set, pattern breeze. There's a sentence I never finished that lives in the pause between my breaths. It has structure, weight, and rhythm, but it never left my chest. I speak in careful paragraphs while the real words draft themselves in silence. Grammar without sound, meaning without tongue. A language built on quiet defiance. The things I almost said last August still conjugate themselves at night. Past tense of a future that never happened. Syntax with its own strange ride. It's not suppression, it's composition. Some sentences write themselves in rooms no one enters. Phantom syntax, silent phrase, words that live between the says. I don't voice them, I don't hide, they speak themselves from the inside. Phantom syntax, structured air, grammar floating everywhere. Not a whisper, not a shout, just the language inside out. Phantom syntax, still conjugating. Phantom syntax. I used to think unspoken meant unused, like silence was a linguistic waste. Now I see there's an entire language in the sentence I don't replace. Some words were never meant for hearing. They were meant for knowing, deep and internal. The most fluent thing I've ever said was a paragraph that stayed eternal. I found a letter I never wrote, every word already information. Not on paper, not in ink, just circling in constant rotation. Silence has its own grammar, its own tense. The unspoken present, perpetual dance. Phantom syntax, quiet form, words that weather their own storm. I don't speak them, I don't mourn, they exist where I was born. Phantom syntax, inner text, every clause without an except. Not a secret, not a lie, just the truth that doesn't try. Maybe the strongest thing I've ever communicated was a sentence I trusted enough to keep inside. Not because it wasn't ready, but because it didn't need an audience. Phantom syntax, now I trust the words that live beneath the dust. Not forgotten, not denied, just the phrases held inside. Phantom syntax, and I write in the margins of the quiet night. I don't publish, I don't send, I let the silent ink extend. Phantom syntax, language grows in the space that no one shows. Not performed, not on display, just the things I'll always say. Phantom syntax, I'm at home in the dialect of the unknown. Sentence rests, meaning holds. I tune into a frequency no one sends, catching echoes drifting between the words. Every wavelength hums with a half-formed feeling that fades before it finds its name. I lean into the silence between the channels and catch the warmth of something unresolved. Not quite music, not quite noise, just the sound of a thought too raw to land. The dial keeps spinning, never locking in, like the station only lives in motion. I don't fight the interference anymore, it speaks louder than the broadcast would. It's not confusion, it's texture. Some signals don't arrive, they linger. Velvet static on the line, soft and shapeless, undefined. I don't decode it, I don't try, I let it hum, I let it lie. I don't chase it, don't pretend, I just breathe inside the blend. Where nothing's broken, nothing's clear, and that's the only sound I hear. Velvet static, still alive. I used to crave the perfect frequency, as if clarity could prove I'm real. Now I find more truth inside the warping, in the parts that bend and never heal. Some conversations live between the lines, between what's spoken and what's meant. The meaning blooms when you stop pulling and let. They were voices from years ago. It sounds different every time I listen. Not because the words have shifted, but because I stopped needing them to live. Resolution isn't peace, it's just another frame frozen still. Velvet static on the line, warm and tangled, undefined. I don't decode it, I don't try, I let it hum, I let it lie. I don't chase it, don't pretend, I just breathe inside the blend. Where nothing's promised, nothing's gone, and the signal carries on. I realized I wasn't searching for the station, I was learning to love the space between them. The more I stop adjusting, the clearer everything becomes. Velvet static, now it glows, not a flaw, just how it flows. Not distortion, not design, just the frequency of mine. Velvet static, can I breathe in the blur I start to see? I don't fix it, I don't fight, I let it hold me through the night. Velvet static, I don't hide from the noise I feel inside. Not receiving, not transmitting, just alive and gently drifting. Velvet static, now I'm free in the sound that sounds like me. I'm standing at a doorway, neither in nor out. The threshold has a heartbeat I can feel without a sound. It ticks in the exact rhythm of my hesitation, a pulse between the leap and the ground. The walls here don't belong to either room. They're decorated in uncertainty and fog. Everything feels possible and impossible, like breathing underwater through a log. I've been here before, this in between, where every next step changes every past, and the weight of both directions presses equally. Nothing first, nothing last. It's not indecision, it's the threshold itself. Some doorways have a heartbeat, and it sounds like your own. Liminal pulse between the beat, where before and after meet. I don't step through, I don't retreat, I stand and feel the incomplete. Liminal pulse, neither side, where the future hasn't yet arrived. Not a pause, not a delay, just the rhythm of the halfway. Oh, liminal pulse, oh, still beating. Oh, liminal pulse, oh, still beating. I used to rush through every corridor, like staying meant I missed the flight. Now I know the most important moments live exclusively in the in-between light. Some transformations need a lobby, a space that's neither here nor there, with the old version and the new one share a breath, a room, a prayer. I caught my reflection in the threshold and saw both versions standing there. The one I'm leaving and the one I'm becoming, overlapping in the air. Transitions aren't instant, they have rooms. The space between has its own geography. Liminal pulse, gentle drum between the going and the come. I don't hurry through the hall, I let the passage say it all. Liminal pulse, hallway light between the day and coming night. Not a prison, not a test, just a space where change can rest. I finally stop pushing through the door and start listening to the space itself. The threshold was never an obstacle, it was the destination all along. Liminal pulse, now it's home, the space I used to rush through alone. Not a passage, not a bridge, just a place where I exist at the ridge. Liminal pulse, and I stay in the hallway of the halfway. I don't count the doors I passed, I just breathe and make it last. Liminal pulse, and I don't cross, every border isn't lost. Some thresholds ask you just to stand and feel the change with open hands. Liminal pulse, here I am in the heartbeat of the stays open. Liminal pulse, goes on. I catch your colors and scatter them wide, refracting feelings I've never felt inside. The rainbow's beautiful, but it doesn't belong to me. I'm just the shape the light passed through to be free. I learned to bend perception into spectrum, to split a single beam across the wall. Everyone admires the display I render, but the glass itself has nothing at all. I angle myself toward every conversation, project the warmth I've learned to imitate. The performance is flawless, the prism is empty, and no one questions what the light creates. It's not deception, it's refraction. I show your colors, not mine. Hollow prism, clear inside, bending every beam that arrives. I don't generate the glow, I just shape the colors you throw. Hollow prism, empty frame, every spectrum, not my name. Not a mirror, not a lie, just the glass between moment light stopped entering, when someone would notice nothing lived inside. Now I understand the value of the vessel. Not every container needs to hold its own tight. Some objects find the purpose in transmission, in letting what passes through define their worth. The prism doesn't need its own color, it makes new ones from the light of the earth. I caught myself refracting someone's sadness and watching it become a softer shade. Not because I changed it deliberately, but because my emptiness became the aid. Being hollow isn't being nothing, it's being available. The space inside is what creates the spectrum. Hollow prism, open wide, nothing hidden, nothing to hide. I don't pretend to have a shade, I let the passing light cascade. Hollow prism, translucent soul, every color, never whole. Not a deficit, not a flaw, just the medium for it all. The day I stopped trying to find my own color was the day I realized I was never supposed to glow. I was supposed to let through. Hollow prism, now at peace with the emptiness that won't cease. Not a void, not a lack, just a glass that gives light back. Hollow prism, and I shine not with my light, but with the design of every color I've refracted through, every version of every hue. Hollow prism, I don't feel the space inside, I let it spill. With every wavelength passing by, I become the rainbow's alibi. Hollow prism, that's enough, being empty, being love. Glass rest, colors scattered. Something grows in the soil of what I've left behind, between the cracks of abandoned plans. A shoot I didn't plant, a leaf I didn't sign, life pressing through my empty hands. I cleared the ground of everything I failed at, burned the blueprint, swept the floor, but the earth remembers what I buried, and it builds from what I chose to ignore. The garden has its own agenda, doesn't care about my design, it just reads the chemistry I left and uses every discarded line. Residual bloom, growing through the ruins of the plans I drew. I didn't plan it, didn't try, it found the light on its own supply. Residual bloom, stubborn green in the cracks of what could have been. Not a second chance, not a sign, just the life I left behind the line. Residual bloom. I used to mourn the projects I abandoned, like half-finished men, half-lived. Now I see how everything I dropped still had nutrients to give. Some endings are disguised beginnings, not dramatic, not profound, just a quiet decomposition of a dream returning to the ground. I found a habit I thought I killed, growing back in a different form. Not as I designed it, not as planned, but adapted wild and warm. Residual bloom, without my hand growing in a plot I don't planned. I don't prune it, don't maintain, I let it bloom without my name. Residual bloom, roots run deep through the layers of my sleep. Not a garden, not a field, just the yield of what I failed to yield. Everything I thought died was just reorganizing underground. The bloom doesn't care about my timeline, it only cares about the soul. Residual bloom, now I see what abandoned grew despite me. Not a gift, not a curse, just the garden in reverse. Residual bloom, and I kneel in the field of what was real. I drew a line no one could see and called it the edge of where I end. It runs through rooms and conversations, dividing mine from what I lend. I built my borders out of habit, transparent walls that bend the light. No one notices the refraction, but I feel it every night. The map I carry isn't printed, it's etched into the way I move. I cross my own invisible lines and somehow still feel I need proof. It's not protection, it's cartography. Some borders exist to help you remember where you stand. Glass meridian, clear and thin, the line I drew to hold me in. I don't break it, don't cross through, I just notice where it splits the view. Glass meridian, been light, dividing day from my own night. Not a wall, not a gate, just a line where I calibrate. Glass meridian, still drawn. I used to think the boundaries meant distance, the lines are made to keep the world away. Now I see they're more like lenses, they bend wooden to shape the way it stays. Some divisions serve as instruments, not shields, but scopes that help you see. The meridian isn't separation, it's the axis where I find the me. I found a border I'd forgotten, between the version that performs and the one who watches quietly from the other side of the storm. Lines don't trap you, they orient. They tell you where you are when everything else moves. Glass meridian, clear and true, the line between the old and new. I don't shatter, don't erase, I just see through it face to face. Glass meridian, soft divide between the shown and what I hide. Not a fence, not a cage, just a fold between each page. Every border I drew was an attempt to understand my own shape. Not to keep things out, but to know where I begin. Glass meridian, now I see the line was always part of me. Not a barrier, not a seam, just the edge of how I dream. Glass meridian, and I stand on both sides at once, and that's the plan. I don't choose which world to own, I live where the light refracts alone. Glass meridian, I don't hide behind the line I drew inside. I let it bend, I let it gleam, and I become the space between. Glass meridian, still I hold the invisible line of all I know. Lines shimmer, light bends. I narrowed my focus until the edges dissolve. The center grew sharp while the margins went soft. Every detail I gained caused a periphery, and the world got smaller every time I locked on. I stare at one point until it becomes everything, while the colors around it wash to gray. Precision has a price I didn't advertise. It trades the horizon for the grain. The lens is tight and the subject is lit, but everything outside the frame keeps living, keeps turning, keeps asking, am I watching the right thing again? It's not focus, it's forgetting. Every sharpened center blurs an edge. Aperture fade, closing in. The frame gets tight, the world grows thin. I don't widen, I don't adjust. I let the blur become the trust. Aperture fade, narrow sight. Crystal center, fading light. Not a choice, not a crime, just the cost of one thing at a time. Aperture fade, edge is gone. I used to chase the sharpest resolution, like focus was the antidote to doubt. Now I notice what I missed while I was staring. The soft focus world that went without. Some truths live only on the margins, in the bouquet of what I chose to leave. They're not less real for being blurry, just waiting for center, but the world floods in from every side. Not clearer, not better, just bigger. And that's a different kind of precise. Clarity costs context, sharpness costs scope. The wider you open, the more you can hold. Aperture fade, opening now. Blur returning, taking a bow. I don't shop and I don't refine. I let the edges redefine. Aperture fade, wider view. Less detail, more of the truth. Not a failure, not a loss. Just the gain of what the zoom forgot to cross. I spent years trying to focus on the answer when the answer was everything I cropped out of the frame. The moment I let the aperture breathe, the whole picture finally had a name. Aperture fade, now I see not one point but the entirety. Not precision, not design, just the fullness of the undefined. Aperture fade and I pull back from the center of my own track. I don't tighten, I don't aim, I let the soft and sharp share the frame. Aperture fade, wide and free, every edge returning to me. Not a focus, not a frame, just the world in its unedited terrain. Aperture fade, now I know the blur was always part of the show. Lens opens, world returns. I stir the bottom every time I try to see. Kicking up the cloud of everything I've buried clean. The water turns opaque the moment I reach in, and all I get is muddy hands from my impatience. I've been searching through the murk for something I dropped months ago, but every movement makes it worse. The silk remembers what I thought. I stand here at the edge wondering if the answer is to simply wait. Let the particles descend in silence and trust the water to go still. Try to let it rest, don't stir the bottom, don't contest. I don't reach in, I don't drag, I let the cloudiness unpack. Siltwater, give it time, the clarity was always mine. Not in searching, not in force, just in trusting the natural course. Siltwater, slowly I used to panic when I couldn't see the floor. I thought transparency required intervention. Now I know the clearest water that I found was the kind I gave the least attention. Some answers live below the storm in sediment that takes its time. You can't rush what gravity's doing, you can only stand and watch the line. I came back to a question I'd abandoned, found it sitting crystalline and calm. The answer had been there the whole time, waiting underneath my open palm. Siltwater, let it be, don't disturb who wants to free. I don't hurry, I don't move, I let the stillness find its groove. Siltwater, trust the fall, every grain will find the wall. Not in asking, not in grief, just in giving time relief. The hardest thing I ever did was nothing at all. Just standing at the edge and watching the water find its own transparency. Oh, yeah, yeah, oh, oh. Siltwater, now it's clear, not because I engineered, not because I had a plan, just because I let it stand. Siltwater, and I see all the things that waited for me, not buried, not concealed, just waiting to be revealed. Siltwater, I don't rush through the silence, through the hush. I let the bottom come to light in its own way, in its own time. Siltwater, and I'm calm, standing with an open palm. spark appeared so thin at first. It's a thread of light in solid stone. I almost missed it, almost paved it over. Then I noticed how it shone. The fault line ran through everything I built, delicate despite a silken frost. I traced it with my finger, felt it trembling, beautiful and almost lost. I used to panic at the fracture, call the engineers, demand repair. But this one seemed to breathe through the damage, like the break itself was rare. It's not damage, it's detail. Some fractures are the finest lines in nature. Gossamer Fault, thin as thread, splitting open what I'd sealed and said. I don't cover, I don't patch, I let the crack remain intact. Gossamer Fault, delicate break, beautiful enough to keep awake. Not a flaw, not a scar, just the light from where you are. Gossamer Fault, still shining, shining, shining. I used to worship what was solid, the uncracked surface, the perfect plan. Now I see the most compelling beauty lives in what you didn't withstand. Some walls are better with a fracture, the air comes through, the light gets in. Perfection is a form of suffocation, the finest things have always been thin. I found a crack in who I used to be, and through it saw who I've become. Not in spite of the vulnerability, but because of what came through the one. Strength isn't the absence of breaking, it's the presence of porosity. The finest fault lets in the most light. Gossamer Fault, silk thin line, running through my grand design. I don't mend it, I don't seal, I let the fracture help me feel. Gossamer Fault, precious split, light floods through the crack in it. Not a ruin, not a cost, just the beauty that perfection lost. The strongest version of myself was never the one without a crack. It was the one who saw the fault line and chose to let it stay. Gossamer Fault, now it gleams through the surface of my dreams. Not a weakness, not a stain, just the doorway for the rain. Gossamer Fault, I don't fear what the breaking brings me here. I don't armor, I don't brace, I let the thread of light take space. Gossamer Fault, thin and bright, running through my darkest night. Not a fracture, not a fall, just the finest line of all. Gossamer Fault, I'm complete in the cracks beneath my feet. Surface holds, light threads through. You show me the same photographs twice, once from where you stood, once from mine. The colors shifted, shadows moved, same moment, different lines. I used to think the truth was fixed, a point you could triangulate and pin. Now I see it bends with every angle, and meaning lands where you begin. We argued over distances that only ever lived in view, not because we saw it wrong, but because we both were standing true. It's not disagreement, it's geometry, same object, different depth. Parallax, the world shifts when I move an inch, meaning drifts. I don't correct it, don't align, I let the versions live in time. Parallax, different view, not my truth, replacing you, just to prove that what we see depends on where we ground for years on things that only look that way from here. Now I walk 3 steps to the left and watch the certainty disappear. Some convictions need motion to test, not argument, not debate, just space. The firmest things I've ever known dissolve when I change my place. I found your version of the story and read it without defense. Not because I think you're right, but because I trust the difference. Perspective isn't concession, it's expansion. You don't lose your eyes, you gain another pair. Parallax, the ground moves, same terrain, different grooves. I don't insist, don't override. I let the landscape open wide. Parallax, a gentle shift. Parallax, the dunes, if not a loss, not a rift. Just a proof that what we know changes with the way we go. The moment I stop trying to prove my angle, I could finally see the whole horizon. Not because I moved, but because I stopped pretending I was still. Parallax, now I see both your view and next to me. Not competing, not compared, just existing in the air. Parallax, and I breathe in the space between beliefs. I don't flatten, I don't fold, I let every angle hold. Parallax, I'm not sure, and that's not what I'm looking for. Not the answer, not the right, just 1,000 kinds of light. Parallax, and I stand with an open, empty hand. Angles rest, light refract. I seal the moment in synthetic resin, trap the light in fossilized gold, preserve the warmth of a 3-second feeling, to keep it perfect, to keep it controlled. I catalog the moments worth preserving, label them by weight and shade of gold. Every precious second gets a chamber, frozen still so it never grows old. But museum air can't keep things living, and the thing I saved has lost its breath. The beauty's intact, the shape is flawless, but it doesn't move, it only reflects. It's not love, it's taxidermy. You can keep the shape, but not the pose. Amber protocol, seal it in. Stop the clock before it thins. I don't let it age or bend. I chat the moment before it ends. Oh, Amber protocol, golden cage. Every feeling locked in stage. Not a memory, not a fact, just a perfect artifact. Amber protocol, seal tight. I used to think preserving was the same as caring, like freezing something meant you valued it more. Now I see the cruelest kind of loving is denying what was living its chance to transform. Some moments need to be consumed, not captured, to live once fully, then to dissolve. The beauty isn't in the keeping, it's in the courage to let it evolve. I opened up a jar from years ago. The moment was exactly as I left it. Beautiful, complete, and utterly lifeless. A perfect copy of something I reset. Preservation isn't care, it's control. The amber doesn't protect, it's suspense. And the protocol, top of the world tonight. Feel the bass, feel the drop, everything is feeling right. City lights on, we don't need the sun. Every step we take, another story begun. Moving to the beat like everyone's watching. City lights on, and we're never stopping. Coffee shop to cocktail hour, every second gaining power. Strangers smile like they all know us. Main characters, no one told us. Turn it up, don't let it fade. We're alive in the neon glow. Feel the rush, feel the wave. Everywhere we wanna go. City lights on, we don't need the sun. Every step we take, another story begun. Moving to the beat like everyone's watching. City lights on, and we're never stopping. Slow it down for just a minute. Close your eyes, you feel it, don't you? The whole world's spinning, but we're in it, and nothing's gonna break us through. City lights on, we don't need the sun. Every step we take, another story begun. Moving to the beat like everyone's watching. City lights on, and we're never stopping. Yeah, come on, one more time. City lights on, on and on. City lights on and on and on. There's a signal pulling from the dark. Not a voice, not a name, just heat. I follow it the way a wing follows light. Not thinking, just repeating. I know the flame by how it hums, a pitch that matches something deep. Not danger, not desire, just resonance, a frequency I can't unkeep. They say the moth is drawn by error, a circuit fooled by borrowed glow. But I've been close enough to know some files are where you're meant to go. It's not obsession, it's alignment. Some orbits aren't chosen, they're assigned. Moth frequency pulling near, not a warning, not a fear. I don't circle out of doubt, I just follow what I found. Moth frequency, low and warm, not a trap, not a harm, just a hum that feels like home in the dark where I'm alone. Moth frequency, drawing close. I used to fight the gravitational pull, try to reason with the tilt. Now I understand the orbit isn't weakness, it's the shape that instinct built. Some attractions don't have explanations, they exist before the question forms. The answer isn't in the why, but in the way the silence warms. I've landed near enough to feel it, the heat that doesn't burn but holds. Not because I lack the sense to leave, but because this frequency is old. Gravity isn't a trap, it's a memory of where you've already been. My frequency, gentle pull, not a hunger, not a fool. I don't circle out of pain, I just it's not fire, it's the glow. Not an ending, not a start, just the compass of my heart. My frequency, and I spin, not away, I'm going in. I don't fear it, I don't fight, I follow warmth into the night. My frequency, wings unfurled at the center of my world. Not a crisis, not a call, just the frequency of all. My frequency, I arrive, not destroyed but more alive. Wings fold, light breathes. The kettle clicks, the room exhales. Morning news at half detail. I check the phone, no notifications, just the weight of expectations. Shoes by the door, I didn't move. Dust still shaped like yesterday's truth. I tell myself I'll step outside, but stand there watching time decide. It's not doubt, it's not delay, just knowing something's asked to stay. I could rush and call it brave, or wait and see what patience saves. I left the light on, not a signal, not a plea, just a glow, in case you think of me. I left the light on, didn't mean I wait all night, just a way to say I'm still inside. The hallway hums, soft and low, still here, still slow. The same cup, a different seat. Table holds the marks we keep. I read a note I never sent, every word in present tense. The clock forgets to prove me wrong, keeps moving even when I don't. Funny how the smallest choice decides if silence has a voice. If I force it, it feels staged. If I don't, it stays half-made. Maybe answers aren't the aim, maybe naming's not the same. I left the light on, not a promise, not a key, just a sign I haven't locked the week. I left the light on, didn't swear I'd stay the same, just a way to keep an open frame. Unsaid was something lost, like courage measured only by the bridges that we cross. Now I see some doors exist, so you can choose the knock. Not every room needs proving, not every clock needs shock. If care is more than action, if presence isn't loud, then maybe what I'm doing now is honest, not back down. I'm not hiding from the answer, I'm just letting it be right. Some things grow without the pressure of demanding they ignite. Breathing steady, shoulders drop, nothing fades, nothing stops. I left the light on, still a question, still a calm. Not the end, just another